Let's talk about the secret to money and happiness. If you just had to guess, what's the general relationship between money and happiness? Yeah, it's positive, and people would assume that it's more or less a straight line. They would think it looks something like this. Does that make sense? That's what people think. Now, do you think that's actually true? No. It turns out there is a point where extra money does, and I won't even say it increases your happiness. What it does is alleviates pain. And so just like avoiding a cost means more money in your pocket, avoiding pain means more happiness. And so right up to this point where I have basically met all my needs, then money and happiness go together. But then when we get up here, something interesting starts to happen. It starts to kind of trail off and become somewhat asymptotic. Meaning that there's this maximum level of happiness that you're going to have regardless of how much money you have. I have reached a point in my life to where all of my remaining problems cannot be solved by money. Does that make sense? Every problem, I got problems, right? But they can't be solved with money. And so basically, it doesn't matter how much more money I got, my happiness isn't going to increase all that much. This is because of the declining marginal utility of consumption. The marginal utility of a dollar is always positive, but the more money you got, the less each additional dollar does for you. And we refer to this whole thing as the hedonic treadmill. And the best illustration of this hedonic treadmill is when you ask people, how much money would it take to make you happy? It doesn't matter whether they're poor, middle class, or rich. The answer is always something in the neighborhood of 20%. So you think, oh, well, if I just had 20% more, I'd be happy. So then you end up getting 20% more. Do you think you're happy? No. What do you say then? 20% more. So it's always 20% more. So what does this mean? From a perspective of can money make you totally happy, the answer is no, because you're always going to want 20% more. That's the hedonic treadmill. So what does that mean to you as a person? Don't assume that money can make you happy. You have to have other things in your life. Having enough money is one part of being happy. Then there are these other things. They usually have to do with relationships and things like that.